With this earnest of high deeds, thus Arthur began the young year, for brave vows he yearned to hear made. Through such words were wanting when they went to table, now of fell work to full grasp filled were their hands. Gawain was gay as he began those games in the hall, but if the end be unhappy, hold it no wonder. For though men be merry of mood when they have mightily drunk, a year slips by swiftly, never the same, returning. The outset to the ending is equal, but seldom. And so this Yule passed over, and the year after, and severally the seasons ensued in their turn. After Christmas there came the crabbed Lenten, that with fish tries the flesh, and with food more meagre. But then the weather in the world makes war on the winter. Cold creeps into the earth, clouds are uplifted, shining rain is shed in showers that all warm fall on the fair turf. Flowers there open, of grounds and of groves green in the raiment. Birds are busy a-building and bravely are singing for sweetness of the soft summer that will soon be on the way. And blossoms burgeon and blow in the hedgerows bright and gay, then glorious musics go through the woods in proud array. After the season of summer, with its soft breezes, when zephyr goes sighing through seeds and herbs, right glad is the grass that grows in the open air, when the damp dewdrops are dripping from the leaves, to greet a gay glance of the glistening sun. But the harvest hurries in and hardens it quickly, warns it before winter to wax to ripeness. He drives with his draught the dust, till it rises from the face of the land and flies up aloft, with wind in the welkin makes war on the sun. The leaves loosed from the linden alight on the ground, and all grey is the grass that green was before. All things ripen and rot that rose up at first, and so the year runs away in yesterday's many, and here winter wends again, as by the way of the world it ought, until the Michaelmas moon has winter's boding brought. Sir Gawain then full soon of his grievous journey thought. And yet till All Hallows with Arthur he lingered, who furnished on that festival a feast for the night with much royal revelry of the round table. The knights of renown and noble ladies, all for the love of that lord had longing at heart. But nevertheless the more lightly of laughter they spoke. Many were joyless who jested for his gentle sake. For after their meal mournfully he reminded his uncle that his departure was near, and plainly he said, "Now, liege lord of my life, for leave I beg you. You know the quest and the compact. I care not further to trouble you with the tale of it, save a trifling point. I must set forth to my fate without fail in the morning, as God will me guide, the green man to seek." Those most accounted in the castle came then together, Iwan and Eric, and others not a few, Sir Dodonel le Savage, the Duke of Clarence, Lancelot and Lionel, and Lucan the Good, Sir Bors and Sir Bedivere, that were both men of might, and many others of mark with Mador de la Porte. All this company of the court the king now approached to comfort the knight with care in their hearts. Much mournful lament was made in the hall, that one so worthy as Gawain should wend on that errand to endure a deadly dint and deal no more with blade. The knight ever made good cheer, saying, "Why should I be dismayed of doom the fair or drear? by a man must be assayed. He remained there that day, and in the morning got ready, asked early for his arms, and they all were brought him. First, a carpet of red silk was arrayed on the floor, and the gilded gear in plenty there glittered upon it. The stern man stepped thereon, and the steel things handled, dressed in a doublet of damask of Tharsia, and over it a cunning capados that was closed at the throat, and with fair ermine was furred all within. Then sabatons first they set on his feet, his legs lapped in steel in his lordly greaves, on which the polanes they placed, polished and shining, and knit upon his knees with knots all of gold. Then the comely cuisses that cunningly clasped the thick thews of his thighs, they with thongs on him tied. And next the byrnie, woven of bright steel rings upon costly quilting, enclosed him about, and armlets well burnished upon both of his arms, with gay elbow pieces and gloves of plate, and all the goodly gear to guard him whatever betide. Coat armor richly made, gold spurs on heel in pride, girt with a trusty blade, silk belt about his side. When he was hasped in his armor, his harness was splendid. The last latchet or loop was all lit with gold. Thus harnessed as he was, he heard now his mass, that was offered and honored at the high altar. And then he came to the king and his court companions, and with love he took leave of lords and ladies, and they kissed him and escorted him, and to Christ him commended. Now Gringoleg stood groomed and girt with a saddle, gleaming right gaily with many gold fringes, and all newly for the nonce nailed all points, at all points, and all newly for the nonce nailed all at and all newly for the nonce nailed at all points, adorned with bars was the bridle, with bright gold banded, the appareling proud of poitrel and of skirts, and the crupper and caparison accorded with the saddle bows. Okay. The appareling proud of poitrel and of skirts, and the crupper and caparison, and the crupper and caparison accorded with the saddle bows. The appareling proud of poitrel and of skirts, and the crupper and caparison accorded with the saddle bows. All was arrayed in red with rich gold studded, so that it glittered and glinted as a gleam of the sun. Then he in hand took the helm, and in haste kissed it. Strongly was it stapled and stuffed within. It sat high upon his head and was hasped at the back, and lit kerchief was laid over a beaver. And he in hand took the helm, and in haste kissed it. Strongly was it stapled and stuffed within. It sat high upon his head and was hasped at the back, and a light kerchief was laid o'er the beaver, all braided and bound with the brightest gems, upon broad silken broidery, with birds on the seams, like popinjays depainted, here preening and there turtles and true loves, entwined as thickly as if many sempstresses had sewing full 7 winters in hand. And thickly as if many sempstresses had sewing full 7 winters in hand, a circlet of greater price his crown about did band, the diamond's point device there blazing bright did stand. Then they brought him his blazon that was of brilliant gules, with pentacle depicted in pure hue of gold. By the baldric he caught it, and about his neck cast it. Right well and worthily it went the night. And why the pentacle it proper to that prince so noble, I intend now to tell you. Though it may tarry my story, it is a sign that Solomon once set on a time to betoken truth, as it is entitled to do, for it is a figure that in it 5 points holdeth, and each line overlaps and is linked with another, and every way it is endless. And the English I hear everywhere name it the endless knot. So it suits well this knight, and his unsullied arms, forever faithful in 5 points and 5 times under each. Gawain as good was acknowledged, and as gold refined, devoid of every vice, and with virtues adorned. So there, the pentacle painted new, he on shield and coat did wear, as one of word most true, and knight of bearing fair. First faultless was he found in his 5 senses, and next in his 5 fingers he failed at no time, and firmly on the 5 wounds all his faith was set, that Christ received on the cross, as the creed tells us. And wherever the brave man into battle was come, on this beyond all things was his earnest thought, that ever from the 5 joys all his valor he gained, that to heaven's courteous queen, once came from her child. For which cause the knight had in comely wise on that inner side of his shield her image depainted, that when he cast his eyes thither, his courage never failed. The 5th 5 that was used, as I find by this knight, was free giving and friendliness first before all, and chastity and chivalry ever changeless and straight, and piety surpassing all points. These perfect 5 were hasped upon him harder than on any man else. Now these 5 series in sooth were fastened on this knight, and each was knit with another and had no ending, but were fixed at 5 points that failed not at all, coincided in no line nor sundered either, not ending in any angle anywhere, as I discover, wherever the process was put in play or passed to an end. Therefore on his shining shield was shaped now this knot, royally with red gules upon red gold set, this is the pure pentacle, as people of learning have taught. Now Gawain in brave array his lance at last hath caught. He gave them all good day, for evermore as he thought. He spurned his steed with the spurs, and sprang on his way so fiercely that the flint sparks flashed out behind him. All who beheld him so honorable in their hearts were sighing, and assenting in sooth, one said to another, grieving for that good man, before God, 'tis a shame that thou, Lord, must be lost, who are in life so noble. To meet his match among men, marry, 'tis not easy. To behave with more heed would have behooved one of sense, and that dear Lord duly a duke to have made, illustrious leader of a legion in this land as befits him, and that would better have been than to be butchered to death, beheaded by an elvish man for an arrogant vaunt who can recall any king that such a course ever took as knights quibbling at court at their Christmas games. Many warm tears outwelling there watered their eyes when that lord so beloved left the castle that day. No longer he abode, but swiftly went his way, bewildering ways he rode, as the book I heard doth say. Now he rides thus arrayed through the realm of Logris, Sir Gawain in God's care. Sorry, let's do that more justice. I think I need a sip of water first.